Wake up, wake up. Good morning. This is your morning reset, and I am your host, Tameeka Nelson. I am your spirit, soul, and business, strategist, and I am excited to be here with you this morning for today's morning reset. So for this month, we've been focusing on alignment in our spirit, alignment in our soul, and alignment in our business. And so for the first week, we talked about misalignment, because we can't know how to align unless we know what misalignment looks like, right? So the first week, we talk about misalignment, identifying where we are misaligned so that we can realign our spirits, our souls, and our business. And we introduced to you our alignment tracker so that you could take 21 days to align your spirit, soul, or business, whichever one you chose, in 21 days, right? And so then we talked about being aligned in your spirit, aligning our will with God's will in order that we can become who we are destined to be. And today's topic is being aligned in your soul, right? And so when we talk about the soul, we're talking about our mind, we're talking about our heart, we're talking about our will, we're talking about our imagination, right? And all of those three things can be easily affected, right? They're easily changeable. Our mind can switch tracks, our hearts can flutter in different directions, our imaginations can run wild, and all of this stuff can happen based on things that are going on inside of us or things that are going on outside of us. But just imagine your soul like a little boat cruising this big ocean of life, right? And just like the boat that's drifting, our thoughts and our emotions can get carried away very, very, very easily. So this morning, when I'm talking about aligned in soul, I also want to say to you that we need to find an anchor for our soul in order for our souls to be aligned, right? So just like a captain would know where they need to drop the anchor to keep the boat from going off course, we need to learn where we need to anchor our souls, where we need to anchor our mind, where we need to anchor our heart, where we need to anchor our will, and where we need to anchor our imaginations so that we can stay true and authentic to who we are called to be, right? So what stops our minds from wandering into that land of unproductive thoughts? What keeps our minds from running and going on that roller coaster of negativity and positivity and up and down and up and down? What is it that gives us stability? What is it that gives us security while we're on this journey, right, to aligning our souls? It is that anchor. And so I think it's important to know that boats can't just throw their anchors anywhere. They have to consider the weather, they have to consider the wind, and they also have to consider the tides, right? And so similarly, we need to think about our surroundings. Is our workplace a place for us to a place where we can set an anchor or drop an anchor? Is our relationship a safe place to be anchored? Are our friendships safe places to be anchored? Whatever the environment is, those are just three examples, but whatever the environments are within your life, are those safe places for you to anchor your soul, right? And so one thing that I want you to remember, and at least for me, is hope is an anchor. Hope is an anchor for me. Hope is an anchor for my soul, because there are so many times, a lot of times when my emotions and feelings and mind and heart is all over the place, it's because in one way or another, I've lost hope. I've lost expectation. Any type of expectancy that I've lost it. And so I have vowed that hope will be the anchor for my soul. Hope will be that, because it will keep me grounded when the waves of life are just doing what they do, crashing, right? And so life is so unpredictable, but if we have that anchor of hope there, we can stand the test of time, and we can know that we can be secure, we can be safe, we can be steadfast, right? Where we are. Our emotions don't have to be all over the place when we know what and where our anchor is. And so today I just want to talk with you a little more about making sure that your emotions are anchored. There is so much that is happening in life right now, in the world, and those things can easily take us off track and off course from what we are supposed to be doing, where our minds are supposed to be, where our affections are supposed to be. And so I want you to just take one moment today to just assess where your soul is, right? Where's your soul? Is your soul drifting with all the cares of life, or is your soul anchored? And so what you need to do is just find the areas of, because I can find some areas where I'm anchored. I can find some areas where I'm drifting, right? And so I want you to pay attention to the areas where you're drifting and really begin to call your mind in, call your heart in, call your will in, call your imagination in, so that you can really be focused. I know for me, these last few months of the year are essential. They are essential. And it feels like whatever can come has come. And so those, again, like I said in the beginning, those life circumstances really can take you for a ride, right? We talk about the choppy seas of life, and our minds can drift, our spirits can drift, our businesses can drift, our emotions can drift, but we need to be sure that we are anchored, so that when we have these important decisions to make with our life, with our business, with our health, whatever the issue may be, that we are solid in our emotional state, that we are solid in our mind, that we are solid in our heart, right? That we are not disillusioned, trying to make things something that they are not, right? So we really, really, really want to make sure that our souls are anchored. And I know a lot of times when people say your soul being anchored, they're actually talking about, they're saying your spirit is anchored. Well, I get that. But today we're talking about your soul being anchored. There is a difference. The spirit relates to everything in your inner life that pertains to God, right? Your faith, love, peace, all that kind of stuff. But your soul pertains to your inner being, your inner life. Your soul is the seat of your emotions, right? Your soul, honestly, if you have not made a conscious choice to be led by the Spirit, your soul is more than likely what is leading you. And so it's very, very important. Like I said last week, your spirit is where it all starts. But your spirit has to be intact in order for your soul to be intact, right? So we really, really want to make sure that our souls are anchored. Like we cannot be just swept away every time something happens in our life. We can't just allow it to sweep our minds away. We can't allow it to just sweep our hearts away. We can't allow it to just sweep our emotions away. Like we really, really, really need to be sober and vigilant in making sure that our souls are anchored. When your soul is anchored, you're not flying off the handle. When your soul is anchored, you can make rational decisions and not emotional decisions, right? Because a lot of times we make emotional decisions, just how we're feeling based in that moment, and that can end up to be destructive later on. So we really, really want to make sure that in this time of our life that we're making decisions soberly, so that when we are making decisions that affect our future, we're not regretting it later, right? But we really, really are making sure now that our souls are anchored. And that is actually has been one of my words for this past year. People are like, how are you? I'm like, I'm anchored. How are you? Literally, that is how I answer people, because that has been my focus, to be anchored. Like that, nothing can move me, nothing can shake me. And I mean, there are things that come in life that kind of shake you up a little bit, but it's not completely taking me off course. I don't know if you've ever seen a boat that's anchored at the dock, right? So the boat is wobbling, right? But the boat is not moving. It'll wobble, but it's not going anywhere. So life circumstances come and, I wobble a little bit, but I'm anchored. I'm not going anywhere. My soul is anchored, right? And so I really, really want to say that to you all today, because there's so much. There's not only mental illnesses out there, but there's just like a whole lot of mental attacks that happen, that are happening within our world. You literally wake up every day and just do not know what you're going to face. I know for me lately, there's been some anxiety there, because there's just always something. It seems like there's always something happening, right? And so that can kind of leave me a little off kiltered, or to shake my nervous system up a little bit. And I'm like, nope, Tameeka, you are safe, you are secure, and you are whole. You are okay. You are anchored, right? Sometimes it takes that talking to yourself to say, I am anchored. I am anchored. You can affirm and declare that to yourself today. I am anchored. I am unmovable. I am unshakable. I am anchored. So, as we wrap up today, I just want you to ponder again what I said before. Where can you drop your anchor in your own life? What are those places, those safe places in your life that will help you keep your soul aligned? Those safe relationships, right? That will help you keep your soul aligned. Those safe friendships, that'll help you keep your soul aligned. And when you do that, you not only find inner peace and stability, but you're able to navigate this so-called sea of life, right? With purpose and with authenticity. And so I really want you to make sure today that you evaluate where you are today. Are you drifting, or are you anchored? Is your mind drifting? Are your emotions drifting? Is your heart drifting? Is your will drifting? Is your imagination drifting? And what does it take? What will it take for you to become anchored? Where can you anchor yourself? Where can you anchor yourself? So thanks for hanging out with me today. For the morning reset, we are here every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to reset your spirit, soul, and business in 15 minutes. And that's what we've done today. We want to remind you that we do have our alignment tracker for this month. If you are looking to be aligned in your spirit, in your soul, or in your business, feel free to scan the QR code and download our alignment tracker so that you can track this month for 21 days where you can be, how you can become aligned. So what you do is you pick one practice and you keep track of it for 21 days. You choose where you want to be aligned in your spirit, in your soul, or your business. You come up with one practice that you will do every day to become in alignment with that thing, right? And then you keep track of it for 21 days and you evaluate what you feel before and what you feel after. What went well, what didn't go well, and those type of things. And these are the things that will help you get on track to be aligned in your spirit, in your soul, and in your business. Our 15 minutes are up. And we thank you again for joining us. And until next time, stay aligned in your soul. Have a good morning.